me in VIP. All eyes on me. Yeah, where the come from? This is how your night will be. All eyes on me.
All eyes on the prize, money supersized. G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi flash shine. Get dough, champagne, Merlot. Cash and tango, in the VIP. Now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the
All
top.
eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who is he? Man, you better come get your girls out. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night will be.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be around the world. Ali Madawi, your boy is back like I've never left. And oh my goodness, I have missed you. I've taken 2 whole weeks in hiatus. I have never gone for 2 whole weeks without putting my face on a Facebook Live or on a Zoom or something in business. But boy, let's just say 2022 started with a bang. It sure has. But I am so excited to be here. If this is your very first time joining me on the ME Show, my name is Ali Madawi, founder and CEO of Madawi Enterprise and your host with the Avocado Toast. We help struggling entrepreneurs to leverage social media and the digital space to create brand equity and revenue. And today, man, I'm going to start with you network marketers. If you are a hopeful network marketer or a professional network marketer, I have a conversation to have with you. And in many ways, a conversation that I have lived many times over the last 14 going on 15 years. And many times I said, man, I wish I never have to have this conversation again. But life does happen. And I see everything as a blessing. I see everything as a joy of life. And I'm so excited that I get to share my education and my experience with you, because I was told, you know what's the best mistakes to learn from? Definitely not yours, but others. So I'm not going to say I've made mistakes, but I've learned from things that were circumstances that have occurred in my life and in my career. But today you have the opportunity to learn from those mistakes. So let's have a little jab at it, shall we? So first and foremost, say hello to me wherever you may be. And if you're an entrepreneur, definitely drop entrepreneur. If you are in the network marketing, was or will be in the network marketing space, say what's up to me. Definitely want to know who I'm talking to. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. So let's go and hit it up. All right. So let's talk about how to avoid or protect yourself from MLM fallouts. And definitely in my career, I've seen a lot of great things. And you know, in network marketing or MLM, it could really stand for making life meaningful, right? MLM, or making life miserable, depending on how your experience is, and it depending on what side of network marketing or multi-level marketing you are. So let's talk about 3 different elements that I want you to kind of pay attention to before you ever join a network marketing company or operation. And the very first one is the corporate level. It's very imperative that you evaluate that side. The second part is the leaders, whether you are forming, growing the leadership of the company, and of course the field. So whether you are from the very beginning, whether you are coming from just ready to go on momentum company, or you are part of a company that has already peaked and you are just joining the excitement and the journey with them. All right. So let's talk about the very first piece, which is the corporation. So one of the things that we all, I believe, do, and it's very bad, is we just scroll down and hit I agree. Anybody ever done that? Right? Like terms and conditions, whether you're signing up for downloading an application or you're buying a service or something, we don't even read those terms and conditions. As a matter of fact, many of us who are right now in any social media platform don't know that we literally have given all these social media giants full permission to take our pictures, our videos, and do with them as they please. They can sell it to pedophiles for all the pictures that we upload. We have no control. We cannot take them to court at all. It is literally in the terms and conditions of Facebook, right? It's crazy when you think about it. That's because we just scrolled and hit I agree. Well, in network marketing, the terms and conditions could be 3, could be 10, sometimes it could be more than 20 pages, right? And many times we don't take the time. We just take the word of the person that has told us, Joe and me. We're like, oh, I trust you. You're a good person. You have a good relationship or reputation. I trust you. And we just join, not knowing that we may have signed for something that might not be the best situation for us. So take the time and always read the terms and conditions of every single company or opportunity that is before you. And I know it may take you 30 minutes, but guess what? You'd rather take 30 minutes and avoid yourself 2.5 years or 3 years or 5 years of a mess that could be waiting for you. Because in the network marketing profession, and I've been at the pinnacle of 7 figures, and I definitely crashed and burned, a couple of times. And what I've learned is, the going up part, man, it's so much fun, but the crash is so much faster, so rapid. And it usually was because I did not do an evaluation on what I'm sharing with you right now. So first things first, always go on the terms and conditions and make sure that they are aligned with the best circumstance for you. And if you don't know, reach out to a leader. Heck, reach out to me. I'll look with you and see what we can find to make sure that you are in the best place possible. The second piece about the corporation or the corporate team is believe the past. See, in many times we say, well, things change, people change, things happen in the past. Well, that was just a one-time thing. No, I will believe the past, right? Because there's a reason banks will check your credit report. There's a reason the banks sometimes will go for 7 years before they give you another opportunity to buy a car or buy a house or whatever the case may be, right? Because they know that track record that you have, it ain't going to change overnight. There's a reason why you've ruined your financial institution and your financial affairs, and they believe your past, right? Same exact thing for a job, right? Your interviewer is going to take a look at your past. Background checks are there for a reason, right? Like, yeah, I understand people need new opportunities, but I'm going to believe your past. And by default, when you look at the corporate team and every single person from the corporate team, you got to take in account. Yes, I understand people change and we got to give new opportunities and forgive, but there are some times where you see trends, right? The same thing happening over and over again within a short period of time. Well, where can I convince my brain that there is change coming within this individual or the group of people, right? So I definitely advise you on believe the past. Don't just take things for granted, but believe the past. By default, is going to give you an idea of, do I see myself sitting next to this person 2 years ago? And if the question or the answer is no, then you got to have to make an evaluation or a further evaluation of maybe considering to look at something else. The next piece about the corporate team is abrupt changes. See, if you see a change from one process or one system or one way of doing things or compensation or terms and conditions, right? Just overnight, something just dramatically changed that could change the culture, that could change the behavior, that could change the way things are done or are made in the company. That is a super red flag, right? And I'm talking to you here from the utmost sincere, real evaluation from me. Like, I took the last 2 weeks and I'm taking notes of, where did things go wrong, right? Like, what led for a crash to happen in my career when it did happen? How was I not prepared for it? What should I have done? What should I have looked at? What have I missed? What were the signs that were right in front of me? Was I just oblivious? Was I just naive? Was I just blind? Like, which part was it? And these are the things that I kind of evaluated for 14 years. Every time something went backwards or didn't start right or ended up crashing and burning, it was because of what I'm sharing with you right now. The last piece on the corporate side of things is, if I have no equity, I'm not promoting your brand. And let me explain. If I have no equity, I'm not promoting your brand. See, by default, in the network marketing profession, we tend to, have the sport mentality, right? Like, I'm going to wear the t-shirt, I'm going to put the cap, I'm going to have the, the big finger, and let's go team, let's go. And I understand to a certain extent, we want to have camaraderie. We want to take pride of what we have. And you just have to make sure that you're doing it in a way that you're not giving your name away along or attaching your name forever with that team. If I don't have equity, if I don't own it, I'm not going to promote it. And the reason I share this with you, again, if the company were to make mistakes or things happen or greed takes place or lawsuits or whatever it may be, by default, my name or your name would not crash and burn along with the Titanic, right? So you want to make sure that you're protecting your name, you're protecting your relationships. Part of the reason why I am adamant, and I always talk about, you got to build your brand, you got to build your brand, you got to build your brand. And now more than ever, especially 2022 and beyond, branding is everything. Owning your brand. It is not about just the commission. The commission should be an aisle in your Walmart, but you are the Walmart. Unfortunately, the mistakes that I have made in the past within my 14 going on 15 years is I've made the aisle my business. And then when that one aisle ran out of things or did not do things the right way or whatever the case may be, I lost all of my Walmart because I told the world I am this aisle. So make sure that you are branding yourself and protecting your reputation. So if God forbid something goes south, it does not take you down with you. So that is as far as the corporate side of things. Now let's talk about the leaders. Whether there are leaders in the company itself or you are developing the leadership, you have to take things in account. I'm going to tell you this, and please, trust me when I tell you on this. The best leaders, they will leave. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. They will move on to other things. They would get passionate about other things. They will get burned out. They would want to start other multiple streams of income. They would want to take their money and invest in real estate. They would want to just convert themselves to just public speakers and trainers and teachers and authors and things of that nature. And that's okay. What's not okay is you to think that these people will never leave, that these people will stay here forever. No, the best are designed to always elevate themselves. And at one point, as John C. Maxwell says, the law of the lid, right? Like your leadership is as great as the greater person that you have. And some people, the best people that you may have, whether they're in your downline or upline, they are going to reach a point where they're like, I'm not getting any more greatness out of anybody in here. There is nothing being poured onto me. There's no more value. I am the reason this whole thing is in existence. I will do my own thing from this point forward. I will create my own trajectory from this point forward. So therefore, your best leaders, they would leave, whether they're in your downline or your upline, expected. That will keep you on your feet. That will keep you 100% going on phase one activity and expanding and growing an actual business itself. The worst leaders, they will eventually trash you and backstab you. And I don't care if that came across negative, but it's the fact. I'm speaking about true experience. And you can ask the greats that have mentored me. You can ask Bob Heilig. You can ask Ray Higdon. You can ask John and Nadia Melton. You can ask Eric Worre himself. And I'm here to tell you some of the people that I've given everything to, and I'm talking money, time, energy, resources, paid for things, did everything you could imagine, recruited and built him up to leadership ranks. They turn around and they will backstab me. Those are the worst leaders. See, they were there to take advantage of a free ride. And the moment things kind of got sour and didn't work out, or maybe the moment you decided, hey, I'm going to go work with somebody else, you are set up now, they start to kind of not feel too good about the fact that you're no longer feeding me free food. So I'm here to give you a heads up, a cautionary message that the best, they would leave. The worst, they will backstab and trash. Now, what is your job in this equation? Doing everything that you can to protect your community, to protect your culture, and make sure that you are always okay with letting someone know, hey, you just belong in this circle. And unfortunately, I don't see you and I working together, because sooner or later, the best will leave, the worst will backstab you. So you are in this situation. This is why if I reflected on anything the last 2 weeks, and if I ever have the privilege to do anything in the network marketing space, specifically in the field, or if I were in your shoes in the field, I will double down on branding myself and making the network marketing company an add-on to my brand, rather than having my brand be in the network marketing company, because I don't own it. I'm just leasing that space. It's like a parking lot that I'm bragging about, a parking lot that I'm standing in. I'm saying, oh, yeah, this is where my Bentley is going to be, but you don't have a Bentley, and that's not even your land. You're just standing in a parking lot, right? So again, make sure that you are very, 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 very aware of leaders or the leadership that you are working with and or have had in your surroundings. The greats, though, so I talked about the best and I talked about the worst, right? But the greats, they will have aligned core values like yours. They will absolutely, like, are so aligned with you no matter what, through ups and downs, through struggle, through pain, through closure, through company shutdown, through whatever it may be. They maintain their integrity. They maintain their healthy mindset. They maintain the true friendship. They maintain the actual relationship itself, right? They maintain the same respect that they have for one another. They speak to you the same way they spoke to you, a year ago than they do a year later after the project or the company or the opportunity is no longer in existence or is no longer operating the same exact way. Those are the greats. And that's why I respect about many individuals that I've had the privilege, the honor to work with over the last 14 years, especially the last 2.5 years specifically. There are very, very, very select greats, just a few greats that have always honored their core values with me, with my family. And it was never a business thing. It was a personal thing with a side business thing that we did together, and forever I'll be grateful for that. So definitely make sure that you are very aware, very cautious of who you are allowing into your circle itself. Now we talked about corporate, we talked about leaders. Let's talk about the field, the people who actually follow us. See, within the field, your true colors will always be exposed. They will see who you are. Eventually they will identify who you are. And let me tell you, it doesn't even mean for anything to go bad in a network marketing operation for your true colors to go up. Let me give you an example. There are sometimes, hold on one second. This is for you, by the way. This is an old fashioned. Oh, I'm so having an old fashioned. This is the ME show, baby. I own this. I do what I want. All right, let me get back at it. So when it comes to the field, there are sometimes leaders who will show their ugly side just because they did not get a front row seat. Sometimes they will get upset because they didn't get recognized or they didn't have their name mentioned, right? Like, oh, I'm so mad. You didn't recognize me. You didn't do this or you didn't do that. And the field is watching. Sometimes they get extremely negative and painfully complaining about every little tiny thing. And here is why. Because of the fact that they are no longer in a position of babysit me and give me everything that I've ever wanted, now all of a sudden I feel entitled to you just giving me love just because. Not because you are supposed to work with me for merit basis, but just because. The field will see that. I can't tell you how many times I have seen individuals who have literally gone from superheroes to supervillains in the field. Be like, hey, what's up with that person? Why is that person so mad and so negative? Hey, that leader called me and mentioned this and mentioned this and mentioned that. And they just start infusing poison within their own teams and eventually throughout the whole company. It ends up being gossipy. It ends up being just fugly. Yes, I said fugly. Again, another shout out to old fashioned. The next piece is your lack of experience. This is for the field, right? Your lack of experience is irrelevant if you operate on truth and compassion. I had the opportunity to literally spend so much, like hours at a time with so many people who have given me a little bit of time. I've had a gentleman that reached out to me, I believe 2 days ago. And he just like talking to me about this program that will help me with finding peace and enlightenment and just giving me a lot of positivity. And and I said, can I be honest with you? You know what I'm looking for? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I just want to be left alone, man. I just want somebody to just call me without any business talk. Just give me a week. For the last 14 years, even on vacations, I was on my phone and texting people, right? Like, I just want to be left alone. Like, just give me some time. Let me breathe, right? And the reason I share this with you is he said, you know what made you as great as you are in the business space? Your truth. You say it for what it is. You don't sugarcoat anything, right? Like, you are careful, you don't offend people, but you're not afraid to let the world know, hey, this is not working and it's broken. So your truth to the facts and your compassion to others. See, I've been in positions where I didn't have to step up or take bullets for anybody, but I still stuck my neck out and I said, hey, mad angry person, I know I don't have to do this, but I'm gonna just tell you, here is what I do know, and hopefully this is an answer you're looking for. And the person will throw rocks at me over and over and over and over, and then they say like, oh, here's a guy, let's throw rocks, and I understand why, and I'm not mad at anybody, because when someone is frustrated and specifically they're not getting the right answers or the true answers, they are mad. They're looking for anyone to just say, I'm mad, and you're not listening. So I try to sometimes to just be like, all right, I'm going to try to stick my neck out and just say, I'm listening. And it ends up being bullets to the face. But I believe doing that allows you to truly show who you are. I don't, I'm not the person to let someone drown and say, I didn't see you, while I actually was seeing the person drowning. I might not know how to swim. I'm going to try to jump, and hey, hopefully we make it together. I might just stick a leg out for you and tell you, grab on my toe. I don't even know where these examples are coming from. But the bottom line is, truth and compassion will always overcome long-term any strategy or techniques that any schmuck can tell you. I'm telling you right now, I've seen so many people who are coaches and gurus and have every strategy, but because they are not truthful about who they are or about their intentions, or they don't have the compassion for other individuals, they just see the money, and the money. So by default, eventually that person that follows them, the field member, realizes you never had my best interests at heart. You just saw me as another number in your downline. You just saw me another check in your monthly residual check. And I mean, it sucks. I wish I can talk to you about many other things, but the truth is, the network marketing profession is changing. It is not what it used to be. You know, people used to look at network marketing as, at first, like, oh, it's a little scary thing. It's a little cliche. It's a little taboo, but I can build it. And when it's built, it's like a 15 to 20 year thing, right? Now, network marketing is more of a 2 to 5 year and switch to something else, a 2 to 5 year and switch to something else. And whether it is a company or a leader or field or industry, whatever it may be, this is why I'm having this conversation with you. You are to protect yourself from the muck. You are to protect yourself from the ugliness that could lead to you being stuck and looking at the mirror and say, what did I do wrong? I did the right thing by the masses. I showed up for everybody. I've been there and back for everybody. Don't burn bridges, folks. Oh, let me tell you. You know how many people burned bridges with me over the years? And they eventually send me a message like, hey, it's been a while. Can we catch up? No, we can't. And we won't. Because I'm non-negotiable, and I don't forget about when you could have done something noble, but you chose to hurt somebody. I have many people who every Sunday they're posting pictures and stories in their church, but throughout the week, man, they are bullies. They're mean, ugly. The stuff they say, the stuff they do. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Trust me, I am the worst sinner that you can ever have by your side, and I forever be, right? We all are in our own journeys. But what I am saying is, I'm not a hypocrite. I'll stand before you and say, hey, I messed up. I still love you. I'll still compassionately talk to you. I'll still try to find ways to engage with you. We might not agree, but we still can respect one another. But I can tell you, so many ugly people out there, unfortunately, who just burn their bridges, like really, really bad. Like so much so that they unfriend you. So much so that they block you. So much so that they're like, I'm going to erase you so all my ugliness is not seen by you. And that's, again, I can sleep at nighttime knowing that I've done right by you. And boy, let me tell you, I got receipts. So if you're ugly and you're hating and watching this, holla at me. Last but not least, give value no matter what. Do the right thing no matter what. Be honest with the field no matter what. you will be rewarded long term and always. And I ain't even talking about money or business. I'm not even talking about this life. Do the right thing no matter what. Be honest no matter what. Do whatever it takes to take care of the people who are taking care of you. Because when things were great, when you were on top of the world and the money was flowing, oh, we're family and everything is fantastic. But when the ship hit the fan, I'll let y'all read between the lines. When the ship hit the fan, man, Brother Ali went from he's the best, he's the greatest, we love him, to let's just throw every knife we can at his face. And guess what? I'm Ali. I'm your host with the avocado toast. Man, I got this. You have no idea. I love that song. What's her name? Kelly Clarkson? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, when it comes to me, man, it rebuilds me. It makes me way, way, way up there. I become the World Trade Center of strength. And that's because I love people. That's because mama raised me right. That's because I know for a fact that my mom is going to always and will always in this life and the next. She's watching. She knows that her boy is doing right. And I hope that you do the right thing by yourself as well. I hope you do the right thing with your team as well. No matter whether we're going to work together or not, no matter whether I'm by your side or not, no matter whether you're going to see me or not, whether you're going to watch or friend or unfriend or block, no matter what, just do the right thing by the people who actually took care of you. Because somewhere, somehow, someone has taken the last dime in their bank account and told their husband or their wife or their kids, I promise you, this is it. I promise you, this is it. This is the last time that we're going to do this, but this is it. I know for a fact that this is it. And now they're being laughed at. So where are you with those people? Have you looked out after those people? Have you reached out? Have you said, hey, are you okay? I've received so many messages. And they always said one thing. Hey, where are you going to go next? Very few said, how are you doing? I'm okay, by the way. I've never been better, actually. So, again, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for the opportunity to allow me to do what I do. Because I do this and I'll do it for free. I've done it for a very, very long time since MySpace was around. And I'm going to continue to do it. Oh, I'm going to give you a ninja bonus. You know, Ali loves to give you. You guys ready for that ninja bonus? If you are, drop ninja bonus for me because it's all about that ninja bonus. This right here will always set you up as the king and the queen of the world. Here comes that ninja bonus. You ready for it? Here it is. Ninja bonus for you. So one thing that I've done really, really well over the years is I have taught myself and I have worked relentlessly and extremely hard to live on 20% of my income. Let me explain. See, some of us are going to say, well, man, I wish I was making that much money to be able to live on 20% because the money that I'm making is paycheck to paycheck. Well, I'm here to challenge that a little bit. See, if you are making, let's just say you are doing very, very well. If you are making $100,000 a year, right? Let's just consider that very well, right? Make sure that on yourself, on your habits, like get the bills and everything else where it is 20%. Now you're going to say, but you don't understand. No. I understand. You don't. You don't need that fancy car that's $500 a month. You chose to drive it because it makes you feel good on the outside, but on the inside, you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? My wife and I have had one vehicle, one car that we shared for, gosh, how many years? Until last October when we just got another car for my wife because we have a second child and there's the sports and all that stuff. And it wasn't no hottie car either. It was a GMC Terrain, baby. Because we worked from home. We put 6,000 miles in the car per year. So we didn't need anything. We just needed it to be there. Heck, we had like a Lyft and Uber business that, we lease cars and then things of that nature. That's a conversation for another day. So if you say, well, I can't live on 20%. Okay, well, live on 80%. Take that 20 and put it down, whether it's on a crypto wallet or whether it's in a savings account or an IRA or Forex or whatever, just let it sit somewhere for a rainy day. Now, I know, traditionally we are in a social media business space where everyone is saying, no, you got to invest and go all in and sell it out. Okay, that's fine. But I'm here to tell you in network marketing specifically, sooner or later, you're going to remember this conversation. Live on 20%. That's your goal. Don't quit your job until you are making double of what you were making in your job. Now, you're going to say, well, that's crazy. Well, I just want to leave my job ASAP. Right. But what if the network marketing company shuts down sales? FTC comes after them. All things that have happened to me in the past. Then what? You're stuck. Now you got to go back and look for another job. I'm going to keep on working this job, because here's the interesting thing. Many people work their way to make just the same amount of their job, working their network marketing business very part-time and their job full-time, and then they quit. They're like, oh, if I go all in, I'm going to make so much more. I understand that. But keep that part-time, because guess what? I'd rather make double of my job, and when I quit, I'm still working part-time and I'm enjoying my life. So again, do your very best to work extremely hard to get your 20% on my life. Everything else is in the bank account. So when things go crazy in any network marketing opportunity, making life meaningful or making life miserable, depending on where you are on that spectrum, you have enough in the bank that can sustain you until you engage or relaunch, whatever it may be. So I hope that this settles a little bit of some of the things that I have learned. I look forward to be working with you each and every single day. And by the way, your boy Ali is back. You're going to be seeing me every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on this very same platform where you're watching from right now. I'm going to be coming live, and I'm going to give you all the goodies as I've ever had before. I'm so honored and so privileged. In just 2021 alone, I have done 250 shows on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, just like this. 250 in 1 year. And I just came and gave you all the goodness every single day as much as I could. And that was just on a Facebook Live or on a live broadcast. I have had the privilege in the same time to have a podcast going at the same exact time. I've had the privilege and the opportunity to launch an audiobook. I've had the opportunity and the privilege to build a global business that created multiple six figures. So I'm going to give you all of that plus a whole lot more. Plus, I got an app coming out very, very soon, probably in about a week or so. Medawi Enterprise is launching an app, and it's going to just bring everything together wherever you want, anything you want, whether it's a PDF, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a video, an audio, all in one click for you, and so many more things that I have coming up for you very, very soon. So I'm so excited, so privileged, and I cannot wait to work with you every single night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark your calendar. I'll be seeing you nightly. Appreciate you and love you. And until next time, peace out, everybody.